President Barrow due to travel to Dubai for a 5-day walk-in visit. Residents seek justice over unlawful demarcation of compounds in Mamuda. And Geso says 1996 draft and 1997 constitution are not the same. This and more coming on Gambia 24. Stay tuned. Good evening, you're watching Gambia 24 News with me, Mariama Cham, and thanks for joining us. Now, President Adama Barrow will travel on Saturday at the invitation of the private office of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. The President and his delegation will, among other issues, explore possible partnerships to promote and strengthen public-private partnership to enhance socio-economic development. In July 2019, President Barrow became the first Gambian leader invited in an official capacity to visit the UAE. Now, in a wake of unprecedented cases of land conflict across different parts of the country, residents of Mamuda village are pursuing justice in what they claim as unlawful demolition of their compounds. The villagers filed a court case against 134 Bojang of Jambur, who claimed ownership of the land in dispute. Africa has been following development, and here is more of the report.
It could be recalled in November 2020 when residents of the Mamuda village of Kombo South district experienced a heavy rift between the police intervention unit that covered the demarcation of their lands under the instruction of 134 Bojang of Jambur. He had claimed ownership of the lands through the inheritance form of land tenure system from his ancestors. The demolition swept off at least 54 compounds, most of which were newly built, prompting the villagers to set up a committee in the aftermath of the incident to file a court case against the destructors. The committee, apart from defending residents' right to live on their properties, will seek justice in the destruction of major structure on which hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars were spent by the rural community. The Mamuda Village Development Committee, Kayo Kande, confirmed the institution of a legal action on the land matters.
They were very angry, talking on the top of their voices. When I came, I said, now, what we're going to do is to follow the law. Silifo followed the law and did this, whether wrongly or correct, but we also going to do the same thing. I told the next day what we were going to do, BDC, was to go around and record all the properties that were demolished. That's why we have record of every individual whose property was demolished. We have the record. And it amounted to 54 plots. Some are the fence, some are houses, some are fence, some are boats and demolished. We got record of everything. So following our series of meetings, a task force was formed, coordinating committee, where Jerry Barrow of Jambanjali was the chair. I am also an active member, almost deputized in Jerry in most of the meetings here. So we decided that we're going to take a lawyer to sue Silver Borough to court.
Thanks to this land dispute, villagers gather every 2 weeks to discuss ways and means of resolving the conflict. They have raised about $52,000, mainly from the contribution of the rural poor in pursuit of a legal remedy. One of the affected victims, Lamin Jata, who took iAfrica to a tour of the affected areas, explained what appears to be a contradiction between the Sheriff Division of the High Court and the fiscal planning on whether or not to demarcate the lands in question.
Banjun, head office of Banjun. So
when the demolition took place, we went to the governor's office to discuss the matter. From there, we went to fiscal planning in Banjul, but according to them, the Strip Division gave the orders for the demolition. We went further and visited the Strip Division, but they were unable to give us any logical reason on the matter. We all know the document issued to 134 Bojang was on the basis of a third-party right. We are the third-party right owners of the land and hence exempting us. However, they indiscriminately went ahead and destroyed all our buildings for nothing.
Kande said the villagers are so optimistic that the case will turn out in their favor, given the strong evidence at their disposal.
One, the judgment that Sirifo used to carry on the demolition, when we got access to that document, when we read the document, we feel that the content of the government shouldn't have warranted the Sirifo to carry on the demolition, because the third party mentioned should have not been a victim in that case. Two, we engaged different lawyers to read to study the document and communicate to us what is their understanding in the content. They reported similarly as we understood that yes, the right of the third party is protected in the judgment. So this judgment should have been a document, a tool that civil should have used to carry out demolition of private properties in this community. So that is one evidence that we feel that we will be able to win the case.
Between 2018 and 2019, over 50 hotspots of land conflicts have been identified across the country, with some of the classes resulting into deaths, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization. Some of the major reasons for this unwavering land disputes concerns the poor management of resources by the authorities or the influx of unscrupulous business enterprises in the names of real estate development. For Africa News, Sohna Tunkara.
Mamuda residents filed a court case against what they called unlawful demarcation of their compounds. Now, the executive director of the Institute of Human Rights and Development in Africa, Gay Sow, told the Truth Commission on Thursday that the 1996 draft constitution and the one voted in as the 1997 constitution are not the same. After being approved through a national referendum on 8 August 1996, the current constitution took effect on 16 January 1997. Fatmata Kasim has more in this report.
A revised constitution that came into effect in January 1997 marked as an official return to civilian control of the government, although the leader of the coup d'etat, Yahya Jammeh, remained in power as president. Gay, who was a commissioner in 1997 Constitutional Commission, said the decree mandated the commission to consult the people to have their say reflected in the constitution. According to him, the consultation availed them with the opportunity to produce a draft constitution. The draft and the report were later submitted to the AFPRC Military Council in the process of constitution making. He added that a national referendum followed where the majority of Gambians voted yes, that gave birth to the 1997 constitution.
What we took, what was taken into the kitchen.
And what was the stout?
That's the draft from the Constitutional Review Commission was very, very, very different from what came out of the kitchen. So it's like getting domada after you invested in Benechit. And I'll give examples. If I would start, in fact, you would see those differences going to the first page of the 1997 Constitution. So here what I'm trying to do, trying to compare what is in the draft that was submitted to the FPRC and what was sent out for us to vote in the referendum. The preamble, you would start from there.
So said decisions were made to the preamble, as the then council added a clause saying that the nation agreed to the coup d'etat.
Additions were made to the preamble, as in the council added, and one very obvious addition is the clause that the sovereign people of the Gambia endorsed the change of government of 27 July 1994, in a sense saying we as a country, in a sense, endorsed what transpired on 22nd July. And if you open the first page of the 1997 Constitution, you would see the phrase I'm just referring to.
While guiding lawyer saw through his testimony, Esa Fall described the 1997 Constitution as the worst constitution in the history of the Gambia, saying Gambians deserve better. Mr. Sow is a former commissioner of the 1996 Constitutional Review Commission and a veteran international human rights lawyer. He is also the director of the Institute of Human Rights and Development in Africa. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kassim.
Gay Sodea told the Truth Commission that the 1996 draft constitution and that of the 1997 constitution are not the same. Now, members of the Gambia's National Assembly have raised concern over the skyrocketing rise in prices of basic food commodities ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. Member for Kiang Central, Honorable Bakari Kamara, who raised the motion on the matter, described the act as unjustifiable. He called on the Ministry of Trade to engage the business community to get to the root causes of price hikes in the country. Fatmata Kasim again.
In February 2021, importers of commodities in the Gambia informed the National Assembly's Select Committee on Trade that high charges on imports caused by delay in shipping was the main factor for price hikes of basic commodities. According to them, the demand on essential commodities such as rice, sugar, and oil in Africa was high while production was low, and there was increment on the demurrage. 1 month on, price continued to rise, and Bakari Kamara, the parliamentarian for Kiang Central, accused some businessmen of causing the hikes of basic commodities.
It is evident that certain businessmen in the country are involved in the act of hoarding basic essentials. This is, of course, illegal, and the government, which is the implementing and enforcing body of the laws against these callous malpractices, must do all efforts to take stand against such and bring back perpetrators of the practice. As far as I am concerned, the 2021 budget does not reflect any tax increment of the said basic commodities, and that could have attributed to the current price hike as it is our market across the country.
He asked for a quick intervention from the government through the Trade Ministry by engaging the business community as Ramadan approaches. Majanko Samusa, a nominated member, said the Trade Ministry should be effective in carrying out its responsibility, urging the central government to act now as Gambians can no longer endure the hardship.
Time now the government should do something about it. Gambians are suffering seriously. If I don't say it, I'll be lying, because I know how people are suffering. Price rocketing from $260 from the no justification to $450. Where? Not but only the Gambian people. Definitely the government should do something immediately. Immediately the ministry the government should do something about this immediately.
Alaji Estabo of Birkamanot also supported the move of his colleague and pinpointed Jar Oil Cement Factory as one of the hardest in the country.
One cannot understand within this short period of time increase of the price of cement 65% from 270 to about 425. That's almost about 65% increment. We cannot understand that, and that is unacceptable. One will believe that what the honorable member indicated, that's an act of hoarding in these basic essentials, commodities. For example, for the case of the cement, the major producer, that is the Jar Oil, if not producing and others they have, because of that, exorbitantly they increase the prices. I think that's an act of hoarding as he indicated.
Research appeared to show that food prices increased due to fundamental shift in global supply and demand. High energy prices, climate change, decrease in food production, drought, and increment on taxation are some of the contributing forces. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kassim.
Lawmakers raised concern over the skyrocketing price of basic food commodities ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. We will now go with a quick break and be right back with the rest of the news. Stay with us.
The pride we take in our brand, the work we put in to constantly change the landscape and elevate real estate in the Gambia, it's compared to none. From inception, our goal was to add value to the beautiful Gambian landscape. That's why we are proud innovators of community estates. Kololi Sands is an exceptional piece of work. tailored for ultimate convenience and luxury, to bring you an element of finesse that is rare but unique in its own. This is also our pride and joy, and we welcome you to the exquisite beauty right here in Kololi and right here on the waterfront. Kololi Sands, feel the ocean breeze at your doorstep.
Now, welcome back, and still on Gambia 24. The Gambia began rolling out COVID-19 vaccination campaign on March 10 after receiving 36,000 vaccine doses from COVAX, a global alliance that provides vaccine access to low and middle-income countries. Since then, the country has vaccinated almost 7,000 people, mainly from the high-risk group. Our reporter Amindao engaged some of the vaccinated individuals on Thursday at the vaccination center in GCCI Trade Fair Ground. More in this report.
Like any other low and middle income country, the Gambia received COVID-19 vaccine package from COVAX, the global alliance. Since the country began rolling out the vaccination campaign on March 10th, close to 7,000 people have already been vaccinated. Some of the vaccinated individuals expressed delight and urged everyone to take the vaccine so as to drive away the virus. Mamuda, one of the people who took the vaccine, said the only way to save the community and get back to normal life is by taking the COVID-19 vaccine.
I came to take the vaccine because this is the only way we can save our community and go back to our normal life. Without this vaccine, we cannot go back to our normal lives. And the only reason that people have been fighting for this, they have worked for it for over almost 9 months, I can say, to get this vaccine so that we can go back to our life.
Thomas Okodowa, who was also vaccinated, said the vaccine is here to help the people from contracting the virus, but not to kill Africans as some people believe.
I want to use this opportunity to talk to people who are running away from it, that there's a scam that on internet that people, the Europeans want to use this thing to kill us in Africa. That is never so. It's not true. So they themselves, they are suffering it most. They are even suffering it more than us. So this vaccine, to take this vaccine is the only way out for us to be able to, so that we'll be able to come back to the normal life we have been living before. This kind of life we are living now, uncertainty life, that nobody is sure of tomorrow because of this coronavirus. So that the only way to be able to come out of it is the only this for everybody to get themselves vaccinated and rule out that rumors of that is in internet that the Europeans want to eliminate Africa. That's why they want us to be vaccinated so that we will die. So nobody is dying. I've seen a lot of people that are taking it. I've not seen people that are dying, unless people are dying a natural death, not because of this vaccine.
Amity Job urged everyone to take the vaccine so that the virus can be driven out of the country.
I am urging everyone to come out and take the vaccine so that we can drive out the virus or make it lose the power it was supposed to have in our country. There is nothing wrong with the vaccine. Personally, I used to be scared before taking the vaccination due to what I used to hear on the media. But when I asked the medical personnel, they told me that the vaccine is good. Then my child told me to go and take it because even they themselves over there have been vaccinated, but it does not harm them.
The first consignment of 36,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine, a significant step in controlling the pandemic, was received in the Gambia when other countries were desperate to contain the virus transmission. The vaccine is recommended to everyone.
Now, Lamin Kim Watch, a former magistrate, told the Truth Commission on Tuesday that the country's 1997 constitution only existed by the name but was not respected during the Jammeh's era. He said instead of the state protecting and defending its citizens, it was in hot pursuit of Gambians, which contradicts the constitution of the Gambia, Chapter 4, Sections 17, 18, and 21. Fatmata Kasim has the rest of that. Well, that story, we are sorry for that, and that story will take us to the end of the news. And I was your presenter, Mariama Cham. Thanks for watching and have a good night.